Good morning, everyone. Hope everyone's well on this. Is it Wednesday today? Yeah, I think it's Wednesday today. Is it Wednesday? Oh, yeah, it is Wednesday, isn't it? Anyway, good morning to everyone. We're back again. I'm sure we're going to have a decent chat. There's been a few bits and pieces going on at the club over the last 24 hours, talking about different managers that are coming in, and I've had a look at the old betting odds, and it looks like it could be true. So who knows? That the bookies seem to know when they put a short one in, they seem to get it right. So we'll see. There's been a lot of talk about this ex-Monaco coach. Is it Adi Hooter? If I've got that right. Big favourite, by the way. Big favourite to come in. And what do you make of that? If it's him, if it's this geezer, another one with no Premier League experience, I think that just puts the nail in the coffin for me, unfortunately. I've seen a couple of questions which we'll get to from a couple of people, Dash and someone else put in, about what do you think about the manager situation. We'll get onto that in a minute. Sorry, just clean my glasses again. Still there, I can still see something there. But yeah, also I've read this morning, and I don't know how true it is, that iPaper have started going on about De Zerbi again, and apparently they're saying he could be very close to being the next Tottenham manager. So there's two fellas out there that seem to be taking the headlines at the moment, and that's this Adi Hooter fella that used to be at Monaco. Don't know much about him. I can't believe that they're going to get someone in that's got no Premier League experience, but there you go. And the other one being Roberto De Zerbi, which I know a lot of people don't think would work because he's very fiery. And would he be the fella to get us out of trouble with 7 games to go? I don't think there's anyone, to be honest with you, now. But I hate to say it, but I think the players are down tools. I really do. I watched it I was there at the weekend, as you know, most of you, and it was disgusting. I'm sorry, but it was for the build up for that match, for the fandom thing that was outside, everyone that turned up to that, and then the build up to it all, knowing, you're not telling me the players don't know it was a 6-pointer, because we all knew it was, and then to put in that performance was shocking. It looks like Igor's gone now by mutual consent. That's the wording that's been going about. Unfortunately for him, his dad passed away, so maybe it was in a weird sort of way a bit of a get out for him, because he was struggling, wasn't he, at the end of the day. So let's say a few hellos. Obviously, get involved in the chat if you've heard. I'm not no news reporter. If you've heard anything, any like strong rumours, or you've actually heard anything, let us know. Let us know in the chat. We can talk about it. But let's say a few hellos. Lots of people in again this morning. Lovely to see you all. Especially when there's no Spurs on for a few weeks. So thanks for being here this morning. Really appreciate it. Rodney's in, as always, morning up the Spurs, he says. Big up to you, Rodders. Jimmy's in. Good morning. Big up Cookie in the chat from a sunny but cool northwest. Yeah, it is, Jim. Sun's not out yet. If it's going to come out at all, it don't look very good out there, and we're meant to be getting a bit of cold weather, I believe. So there's a chance of a bit of snow flying about over the next couple of days. So we'll see. Joey's got massive breaking news. He's just had it confirmed that Enoch are a bunch of wankers. Thanks, Joe. As if we didn't know that. But he's had it confirmed, so it must be true. Big up to you, Joe. Lee's in. Morning to you, Lee. Hope you're well. Addis is in. Morning to you, Addis. Hope you're well, mate. Hope you're well. Thanks for being in. Kate says, good morning, Anson. I hope you're well. Yeah, I'm fine, Kate. Had a bit of a rough night, to be honest with you, but I'm okay, a bit better this morning. Weather is 4 degrees, windy, raining, and had a bit of snow in Sheffield. There you go. Had a little tinkle of snow. No snow in Oldham, to be honest with you. Nothing at the moment, but we'll see. Steve's in, says, good morning, Cookie. Bringing Jurgen Klinsmann as interim. He knows the club, loves the club, and saved us from relegation in 97, 98. He can do it again. What I would say is, Steve, he is one of the players that knows the club. He has got managerial experience, right? But if you're going to bring someone like him in, bring a few of the other ex-players in again so that they can help out doing bits and pieces that he wouldn't have the time to do. You want him to be concentrating on the football, yeah? Obviously, he'll speak to players, try and get them in the right frame of mind, but try and take some of that away from him by getting in players that know the club, that can talk to the players and help on the training field as well. Surely the more, I know there's a saying, the more the merrier, but for me, try and break it down a bit and get ex-players in that have got their coaching badges, that were ex-managers, and make it more of a team effort, if that makes sense. There's 7 games left. He hasn't got a lot of time. Whoever it is that comes in, I'm just saying, if it was him, yeah, if it's another Tottenham person, yeah, ex-Tottenham person, get a few in around him to help out, because they can't do everything. They've got 7 games left, and if they're going to try and get their point across, it's going to take more than a week, so get a few in there, man. Listen, let's see how much Enoch want to save this club from going down. Let's see, because I don't think they've got a Scooby, and I think, just personally, Steve, whoever they bring in now, I think it's going to be a tough ask. Even though we're a point out of the relegation still, we're still above the relegation zone. Unless someone can come in sharpish and get, like we have said before, a proper bounce out of some of these players and come in and get 2 wins quick. Come in and get a win and get a draw. But I'm just struggling to see it happen, Steve. And there's many names being mooted about that are ex-Tottenham, that are ex-managers, yeah, and nothing seems to be happening. Enoch are in no rush to appoint anyone that's ex-Spurs. Personally, I just don't think they want them in the club. They don't want them in there. They're up to something, Enoch. They've got some plan of what they're doing to get us relegated by the look of it. I still can't fathom it out. People will have their own ideas. But, the way it's looking, the way they're playing, the way that the players are acting when it's a league game, like we've said before, there was no pressure against Madrid, played a lot better, yeah, and then we turn up at the weekend against Forest and revert to the shower of shit that we was again. Big up to you, Steve. Morning to Scott. Hope you are well, mate. Mario's in. Says, good morning, Mark. And good morning to chat. Aria, big up to you, Mario. Hope you're well, mate. Wembers is in. Big up to you, Wembers. Says, morning all. Do you think a single figurehead to replace Eagle would be best, or a team, e.g. a combination of a Redknapp, Sherwood, Defoe? As I just said, Wembley, it's last gasp saloon now. Why get someone in who don't know the club? We've been down that road, yeah, and look where it's got us over the last 6 games or whatever it is, 5 games. Yeah, we are in massive puppy doo-doos. Massive. 7 games left. Well, we've got to find someone that's going to get something out of these players. And the only people I believe that will be Tottenham people. if they can do it. You know, a new bloke, for argument's sake, let's say that they brought in this Addy Hooter, whatever his name is, aka Adolf, right? They bring him in, he don't know any of the players, yeah, and we're starting from zilch again. Is he gonna command the respect of the players in 6 weeks? Tudor came in, no one knew about Tudor apart from Moani, who had been there with him, Juventus. We ain't got time to see if Joe Bloggs might work. At least give yourself the biggest chance and get people in. You know, if people think Redknapp's too old, that's fine, but get some Spurs people in and see if they can get something out of them. But we won't do it. We won't do it. Be shocked if we did. Yep, smash them likes and sub button. Absolutely, everyone. We're flying along at the moment. Lots of people been coming in on the breakfast brunch and into the breakfast brunch in the mornings, and we want to keep it that way. So, yeah, get your comments in. We'll do our best to read stuff out. I'm already bloody behind you lot in here, sticking God knows how many messages in. I can't keep up, you know. It's all good, though, you know. Big up to you lot. Tommy's in. Big up to you, Tommy. Hope you're well. Sully's in as well. Morning, Sully. Morning, Cookie in the chat. Logan says, morning, Cookie, Sheriff in the chat. Big up, everyone. Yeah. We must try and stay positive, people. We must try and stay positive and try and believe in one way or another that we can get out of this mess. We've got to. There's no point just giving up now. But, you know, it's so difficult when this regime are bringing in managers that I'm not going to say haven't got a clue, but haven't got a clue about the Premier League. As you saw with Igor, with all the bits and pieces, he was trying to do different formations, players out of position. Whether it was right or whether it was wrong, it's turned out to be a nightmare over the past 5 games. And the board have to make the right decision now. Yeah, Dash, good morning to you. Afternoon, I believe, where you are, maybe in India. What do you think? There you go. Well, I've just give it out, Dash. I've just give it out because 2 or 3 people have asked. That's where I'd be with it. Get 7 games left. Get some people in that know the club. Yeah, but they won't do it, mate. They won't do it because if they was going to do it, they'd have done it by now. You know, everyone's been shouting from the rooftops. Yeah, I'll have some. Blah 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 blah. How many of them have got to say it before any action is made by ENIC? They obviously don't want it. Unfortunately for us Tottenham fans, I think they're just trying to get rid of the sort of old culture of Tottenham Hotspur. They don't want the fans in there anymore that have seen the glory days, you know, and all that sort of stuff, because we expect it again. And the thing is, our ENIC, the regime, if you like, and I will call them the regime, right? Are they the regime, yeah, that all of a sudden next year, when you've either stayed up by the skin of your teeth or you're in the Championship, are going to invest in your football team? No, they're not. Again, still seems to think that if we go down, that they might, maybe they will. Who knows? Because anyone who's worth anything is going to be off anyway, apart from youngsters. So the decision has got to be made by them, and they've got to make the right decision to give us a chance. To give us a chance. You know, a lot of people are like, well, we're gone. We're gone. Listen, we probably are gone. We may well be gone by what you're seeing on the football pitch. But let's at least give ourselves the best chance. That's where I'm with it this morning. Lee's in this morning. Big up to you, Lee. Hope you're well, mate. May the force be with you. Come on, you Spurs. Jezza's in. Morning, teammates. Morning to you, Jezza. Hope you're well. Big Pete's in. Morning to you, Pete. Hope you're well, mate. Angie's in. Morning, all. Another great day in paradise. At least we won't lose this weekend. There you go. Lee says hot dogs at break time. What a treat. Get in, Lee. Oh, Lee, he loves it, doesn't he? He loves the old food report, Lee. Hot dogs at 9:45 in the morning. Get in, Lee. Love it, Dom. Morning, Cookie and fellow inmates of HMP Enoch, dejected of Bedford. Keep smiling, Dom. Keep smiling, mate. You got to try. You got to try. We're in a shit state, yeah, but we've got to try. What does everyone? It is quality, Logan, isn't it? That's quality. That. What does everyone make of the apparently this? And I don't know who he is. I've never met him. I've never spoke to him. This Steve fella that organised the fan gathering. Yeah, apparently he's pushing for the home games to have that for the rest of the season. And he admits, he's come out, I've seen it on X, the players are shit, but it's up to us to lift them. Righto, Steve. Righto, mate. Whatever. I don't know what to say to that. I don't know what to say. The players are shit, but it's up to us to lift them. Stu, what do we do in the ground, mate? What do you pay your ticket for your ticket? That's what's meant to happen, isn't it? You go in, support your team, and they do the business on the field for you. Is that right? Because apart from the feel-good gathering for the fans that was like we'd won something, yeah, what did it do? What did it do? Get behind the team in the ground. And if they can't perform then, when 60,000 people are roaring them on, at the end of the day, that they need to give something to us as well. It's all right saying get in there and support your team, but when they're giving you nothing and serving up the bollocks that they served up against Nottingham Forest at the weekend, and against Arsenal, and against Fulham, and against Palace, and one little sort of bit of a revival against Atletico Madrid. And listen, I was the one who said as well, if we play like we did against Atletico, against Forest, we'll beat them. But again, was proved wrong that these players, one, are not good enough, two, haven't got the mentality, and three, can't handle the pressure. Morning to Drula. Hope you're well, sweet. Hope you're well. Morning to Magic Tree. Morning to you, mate. Hope you're well. Lee says, how can we still be this stupid? Lee, I've got no idea, mate. And this is what we were talking in the WhatsApp group last night, right? And we all said, yeah, sorry, that's not quite right. A few of us said that it looks like it's sabotage. And we can use that as a big word. Why would a company, a multi-billionaire company, want to sabotage what's going on with the football? Because they're not acting like owners. Morning to the sheriff. Hope you're well, mate. At work this morning, mate. Don't work too hard. Interesting stat, guys. Pete says this year you've only had 2 more points than managers. Don't, Pete. Don't, mate. No, he's got no Premier League experience. De Zerbi has, obviously. But you go to the other end of the spectrum with De Zerbi, with, you know, a lot of people know he's known to be got a bit of a fuse on him, let's say. I don't know. Ghost is in. Big up to you, Ghosted. Hope you're well, mate. Addis says, what's the general consensus on De Zerbi? Do we really want him? Listen, he was okay at Brighton, Addis. You know, he's on the front foot. Thanks, darling. Thanks, sweetheart. So, cup of tea from the missus there. Whether he's the right bloke or not, Addis, I don't know. He's got some ties with politics that a lot of Tottenham fans don't like, right? If I'm being honest, me being one of them, right? But you know, he would be here for the football at the end of the day. And I'm only being honest there. You know, I think everyone knows about De Zerbi, or most people do. Whether you take that into consideration or not, I don't know. The same with the other bloke, the Adiuta bloke. Seen the pictures of him coming out already, and the piss taking going on. I don't know. It might be an opinion that some people don't like, but you know, to me, his politics don't matter as long as he don't bring that to the club. You know, but again, whether he would be the right bloke, a lot of people say, "Whoa, I don't want him nowhere near our football club." You know, do I think he's the right bloke? Probably not. Probably not. He'll break the place up, and he'll be another one that just comes out and tells it how it is, like Conte did, and we'll be back in that position again. Because he won't get backed. It don't matter what they tell him, they won't get backed. There's been some bits in a paper today that I've seen, Magic, that they're trying to convince him to come, and like now, and if we do go down, they'll back him. But I think he only wants to come, like you say, if we survive the drop. Lots of you saying hello to each other. Addy says, God is the only one that could save this squad at this point. I don't know if anyone can, Addis, to be quite honest with you. I really don't. Yeah, Pete, he absolutely is. I went and looked for myself. 1 to 33. You know, in any other shape or form, that is a done deal. It is a done deal. 33 quid on to win £1. You know, those odds are well in favour of this Hooter fella, whatever you pronounce it, becoming the next manager. And I think that would just seal our fate, unfortunately. Magic says VDV's been on the beach for 2 weeks now. Yeah, well, he'd be off anyway. Dominic says we had De Zerbi Mark 1 and we chased him out of the club, Cookie. There you go, mate. Lee says, why don't the Adams family want Harry, Tim and Defoe? It's mental, mate. I've got no idea. That all these people. Look, Lee, we're watching it, right? We're watching it, and we were saying games ago, before Tudor come in, let's give someone time that knows the club. Yeah. Give them a bit of time. They'd have had, 13, 14 games? If Frank had have gone earlier and you'd have gone down that route, they'd have had Jan, Feb, March. We all know why they didn't do it in January, because of the transfer window. That's why they kept Frank on. And then once they got rid of him, whoever comes in, he's got what he's got, hasn't he? And this is what I was saying about Enoch burning all their bridges. Nowhere to go. This is where they are now with 6 games to go. They've got to put someone else in. Shocking. Shocking management by them at the end of the day. Lee also said it's miserable in Windsor. And Sheriff's back in. He says it's sunny and freezing down here, boss. It's lovely and warm in here, Sheriff. I've got the radiator on and everything. Sorry about that, mate. The freezing weather is coming now, apparently. There's meant to be some snow on the way. I don't know if that's like an all over the country thing, but up where I am, we're meant to get a little bit. And Kate's already said you had a little bit in Sheffield this morning. So there you go. Morning, has he gone yet? Listen, there's been rumours that they've sacked him, whether they have or not. I don't know. I think you'll go by mutual consent. If it hasn't already been dealt with. The fella's dad's passed away. He's gone back to Croatia. Do you think he'll come back again? Do we think he'll come back again? Now, I'm sure they'll come up, but bearing in mind the results and everything else, if they've got anything about them, yeah, they will mutual consent it rather than saying he's been sacked. Yeah, and pay him out or whatever, and move on to the next one. Sorry if that sounds, I don't mean to sound crass about it. You know, the geezer's lost his dad at the end of the day. So I think that comes before, you know, your job. I do. You know, your family comes before anything at the end of the day. You know, whatever we might have thought of him as a football manager, he's lost his dad. You know? So, you know, let's not be too harsh on the fella. Let him go. Let him go. They appointed him at the end of the day. Let's all remember that. Let him go. Yeah, be with his family. Do what he's got to do. Put his dad to rest. And let him get on with his life. And that's it, mate. That's it at the end of the day. And like I say, Enoch got 7 games now. Yeah. They really are too, Bob. Oh, the missus in again. Yeah. Passes me little messages and everything. I don't get it. Sheriff says it's blowing a hoolie down there in Dorset and a bit further down. Yeah, there's been no news whatsoever, Pete. I've seen a couple of bits and pieces, whether they're true or not. I mean, the general consensus seems to be that he won't come back. He's gone back to Croatia, and they'll mutual consent it with him. You know how that works. I don't know. I'm sure he'll get a few quid out of it. And like I said, listen, look, there's football. And we can be all into our football, yeah. But, you know, the dad's bloke's passed away at the end of the day. And your family comes first, unfortunately. I know there's a big 3-week gap in between, you know, till the next game with the international break. But, you know, listen, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Rain's in, morning to rain. Morning, folks. Everyone has a great day. We're going to try, mate. There's no Spurs on anyway. So, Judah says there's a red flag for me. Why would we want someone who doesn't even want to be here if we get relegated? Give me someone who'll fight for the badge. De Zerbi, Drula says. So, if he's the one that's available, Drula, for 6 games, you know, and they're not going to get anyone in from the Spurs side, then it is what it is, Drula, isn't it? And, you know, if he's going to give it a bit of fight for the badge, then so be it. I don't know what to say, Drula. It just seems that, like, I feel like we're going about it all the wrong way. Just all the wrong way. I can't understand what Enoch are doing. I just don't get it. The people that are in charge up there. Because to me, they're just showing that they ain't got a clue about what's going on the football pitch. They might see the results. Lost. But are they doing the right thing about it? To us as fans, we're looking in on the outside and going, wow, another one with no Premier League experience. He's going to come in, not know any of the players. He's got, what, 7 games? What is it? 6, 7 weeks? Something like that? Fuming, mate. I'm fuming. Honestly, I don't know what they're doing. Lee says, only Spurs will get a guy in called Adolf, as if we don't look stupid enough already. Lee, absolutely, mate. It's just the memes are going around already, mate. Trust me, Lee. Seen them all, mate. Del Boy's in, big up Cookie. Whatever will be. I will support Spurs forever. Come on, you Spurs, mate. We all will, Del Boy. We all will. No one's giving up on Tottenham. We're just all so frustrated, about what's happened this season. And we're all so frustrated again, Del Boy, because last season we finished 17th and no one's done anything about it again. They've just let it slide again. And we are where we are now. Fortunately, the 3 teams last season, even though we were 17th, we was quite a way away from, dropping into that spot. But the players that are at the club have proved that they are no better than 17th. They've done it again. And it could be worse. It could be 18th, mate, and we're gone. There we go. Milton says, Jesus God, Allah, Mother Teresa and Harry Potter. No one can save Spurs. Stig says, morning, Cookie. Are you happy about the breaking games or like me, want to get on with it? Might have a few injuries back as it's the break. I hate the international break, Stig. I just want, let's just do what we've got. I'm worried about what we're doing. That's why I haven't got a big interest in England. It is a break. Whether it's come for us at the right time or not is a different matter. Maybe a lot of people think, oh, you know what, 7 games to go. Let's get someone else in. I agree with that, right? But are they going to make the right decision, Stig? It don't look like it, mate. It don't look like it. Not from our point of view, anyway. Lee says we're begging to be relegated. Pete says early doors. I know, but get the likes up, guys. Yep, get us to 50. Usual story. I don't know where we are. Let's have a look. There we are. 1 short of 50. One of you hit the button. We're at 50. You can just chill for half hour and not worry about that. And hit the subs. 24 away from 1,100. So hit the sub button. Absolutely hit it. We're flying along at the moment. And I'm enjoying it as much you lot are too, because we have to talk about it at the end of the day. Yep, Ellie says the same. Hit the like buttons, one and all. Yep, keep cracking them buttons. Just had a link on my football app for the manager's job. Yep, Marco Silva. Sorry, Magic. I read about that as well this morning, but it's not in as deep as what the other 2 are, if that makes sense. The De Zerbi and the fella. I did see about Marco Silva, but I didn't really take too much notice of it because we was linked to him last year, if you remember as well, and he said he weren't interested. So yeah, but he was. There was a little pic of him this morning as well, and saying that Spurs are interested and whatever. So again, we'll see. Good morning to the sporting journey. Hope you are well, fella. Hope you are well. Rain says, I said when it was clear Frank was on his way out that these players just needed a simple and calm atmosphere at the training ground. Just get a Sherwood and a few ex-players to create a good environment. And I think that's where, Rain, that you have to start. Yeah, I agree with you. Get a feel-good factor into the ground. Yeah, like you say, get 4, 5, 10 of them. I don't care how many of them it is. Yeah, get a manager in and get a load of coaches around. Whoever the manager is, he's got 6 weeks and he needs to concentrate on what he's doing. Yeah, to get those points in those games. Bring others in that can, speak to players, that can educate players, like we're talking about for the protests. Educating, fans that don't know what's going on at Tottenham. Because there aren't fans out there. I'm sure there's fans out there that know exactly what's going on about Tottenham, but can't be asked to do anything about it. So, like these players have got to be educated, I believe, anyway. Yeah, very quickly, in lots of different ways. Yeah, our fans have to be educated for the protests as well, if there's going to be any. Addy says, I truly believe it's up to the players to save us from relegation. If they fight for it, it's possible, as we've seen, but they don't want it. And it doesn't look like it, Addis, does it? It doesn't look like it. Let's be honest. But you are here at the Realism channel. We only say it as it is. We only say it as we see it. There's no fluff here. Where am I? Got lost again every time I press that. Oh, here we go. It's up to the players. There we go. I found you. Jezza says, you are onto something, Cookie. We need the leadership to commit some serious resources to get us out of this. An entire team effort with multiple coaches and former players to try and save us. That's where I'm not talking about stick 20 people in there, Jezza. But, pick a manager, pick an ex-player, coach, whatever it is, someone who knows the club, and then get 4, 5, 6 others around. Try and make his job easier for what he's got to do over this 6 or 7 games, and let these other coaches come in, do their jobs, give it the feel-good factor, like was mentioned earlier. Try and get something out of these players. Again, like I said earlier, it might not work. They might have just down tools and gone, fuck it, I'm not interested no more. It don't matter who the manager is. Yeah, we ain't interested. And again, for whatever reason that is, some of them fell out with the board. As they don't like what's going on with the people upstairs. Have they been promised stuff that's not been forthcoming? Are they let down, like the fans feel let down? Is it payback for them? Because if it is their way of payback, it don't do us any favours as fans, does it? And at the end of the day, they are getting paid thousands and thousands of pounds worth a week. Where, whether you agree or don't agree, right? They're putting the shirt on, they're getting paid the money, put the effort in. Milton says, Spurs will be better without a manager, as they clearly don't listen to him. And he has been for a while, Rain, by the way. We've got this Nick Belcher guy playing football manager with our club. Just inject some common sense for a change. Kate says, I don't think the board know what they are doing, to be honest. Joey says, it is funny, though, getting in a bloke called Adolf. If this was a comedy TV show, people would say it was too far-fetched to be believable. Billy, some people have, mate. Some people have. They can't see how we get out of it. I'm one of them fellas that's, I feel like we're going to go down, but with 7 games to go, I also feel that the club should be doing everything within their power to get who they feel is the right person in to try and get us out of it. Again, is there anyone that can do that? I don't know. But at least give it the best chance, because to me, Enoch don't give a monkeys at the moment, do they? They don't care. It's not about the manager, it's about the players. I agree with you, Magic, but, you know, they've got to have a manager in there at the end of the day. That for me, we have to get people in that know the club. It's the last sort of hurrah, if you like, to try and lift them. Again, it probably won't happen, Magic, but, you know, still trying to work out ways to save this club from going down. Yeah, we're running out. The players are running out. The managers are running out. With 7 games left, we're looking into the abyss, and none of us can see where we're getting a point from. Mario says, Tottenham, to many of us, were first love as our kids. As an adult, an escapism for a lot of us. I know it has been for me. With the latter slowly being ripped apart, it's heartbreaking. And yeah, mate, listen, I think there's a lot of us, Mario, at the end of the day that, you know, since you can remember back 3-4 years old, we've been invested in Tottenham Hotspur as supporters. And it's very, very difficult, you know, when you get to this stage and stuff like this is happening, and it feels like to you that the people that are in charge are not doing their best to find a solution, to even give you a chance to get out of it. That's what pisses me off. Again, look, the players have proved that they're probably not good enough. Yeah, we see it time and time again in the Premier League. And Stig follows Mario. It doesn't matter who we bring in. These players have switched off. I wouldn't play Romero and RDV. Rather see Danzo and Drag. Not quality, but we'll put in a shift. Sheriff's back in again. He said, I've got my eye on the like situation. Big up to you, Sheriff. He certainly has. Phil's in. Morning to you, Phil. Hope you're well, mate. Big up to Cookmaster in the chat on this luxuriously dry morning. Oh, we are talking about this lacklustre club who only crave money. I know. It's you lot, Sally. Before I even started, there was bloody like this in messages. The channel's growing, mate. What can I do? What can I do? What's deluded, Alex? What's deluded? The stats say we deserve to get relegated. There's no manager that can come in at the moment because the players have fell off the wagon. So what have I said that's wrong? If I'm taking that the right way, that is deluded. Stats say we deserve. They do, absolutely. We've got 4 points in nearly 3 months, and it will be 3 months because of the international break. We can all say, you know, it doesn't matter. They've got to have a manager at the end of the day, whether anyone can do it or not. It looks like they've given up. From what I've seen, it looks like they've given up in the Premier League. And it's probably correct. It doesn't matter what manager comes in. It won't change, but there's always a chance that it might. And why the chance is there, yeah, I want them to bring in the right people. We're not bringing them in. They are. Milton says, me posting a protest does not work. So working in a factory with 10k workers and 5 workers calling sick, would you notice they are sick? We're bottom of the home league. Even Burnley have better home form than us, says Magic Tree. There you go, Alex. Yeah, I agree. But we have to have a manager at the end of the day. You can't just say, yeah, lads, 7 games left. You crack on. We are the worst team in the league. But we're also unbeaten in Europe for 23 games at home. Make that make sense. 23 or 24 games unbeaten at home. Yeah, take that stat and then take 2 wins and disgraceful home form for at least the last 2 years. So what does that tell you? Big up to you, Alex. We don't need a manager. Clapping a bus will save us. Who doesn't like a cookie with their tea in the morning? Don't let that cookie crumble. Smash the lights, guys. Absolutely. Thanks, Drula. Well done. Drula says, all right, Sheriff. Prez says, today's word on Sesame Street play days where fans follow the play bus. Where does it stop? It's the patchwork stop. There we go. Big up to you, mate. Let's try and catch up a bit. Enoch has always been the excuse. Cookie, the fans, Enoch wanting the stadium are the people who are going to take advantage of buy one, get one free on the beer. Nuno will make West Ham proud and send Spurs down. Ellie's in, morning to you, Ellie. Enoch, the wretched regime, I'm adding wretched, have sucked the heart and soul out of our club, Cookie, and the horrendous decisions leaving us short for our first 11 and squad-wise football criminals. Big up to you, Tom, by the way. Ange says, Tell wants out. Xavi probably thinking, what the F am I doing here? Xavi, I'd sacked your manager. There you go, Ange. The players are 150 to 200 grand a week. You'd think that would be enough to lift them. From Steve. Yeah, are we going to have a parade for relegation once we go down? If we go down, are we? Stu, you're going to arrange a parade, mate, just to say bye to everyone. Thanks for finishing 18th, lads. You've been wonderful. Blue flares, happy days. Well done. You crack on with that, mate. I've had enough of it now. Sorry, I've had enough of it. Listen, it's been done once. It didn't work. Leave it alone. Yeah? Let the players do their shit. Let's see what happens. Go down, stay up, because it's on them anyway. Right? You've done your clappy thing. Sorry if people... I'm sorry, right? You've done the clappy thing. You don't need to do it another 4 times. It don't work. They've just proved it to you. Support the team in the ground. For God's sake. Sorry, you're going to have to just bear with me a minute. I've got to get a tissue. Just bear with me 1 second. Hey? All right, well, I'm going to have a bath and then I'll come on. All right, I'll come and get you in a bit. Oh, sorry, people. Oh, sorry about that. Desperate times for Spurs, calls for brown nosing measures. Enoch must love it. Players need to start turning up and play for some pride, says Kate. Relegation champions 2026 T-shirts incoming. From Joey. If only people found some shame, from Phil. Morning, Drula. Yeah. Big up to Edel. I'm sorry if I missed you earlier, Edel. Yeah. Big up to you, mate. Sorry about that. The WhatsApp group. Rain says, other Premier League fans are laughing at our relegation parade, mimicking the Europa League parade last May. It's the epitome of Spurs. Magic Tree says, I remember Austria Vienna giving us a parade in the UEFA Cup a few years ago. They bricked our coach. There you go. There you go. How could Tudor leave Xavi Simons out versus Forest? It made no sense. It didn't to us either, mate. Beast, to be honest with you. Everyone, 100 of you in here, keep hitting the like and the sub button, please. It's massive for us to grow as a channel. Thank you very much. How could Tudor leave? Mate, we was walking down the high road after getting off the train and we couldn't believe what we were seeing, to be honest with you. I thought Paulinho and Xavi Simons were absolutely nailed on to be in that team at the weekend. So unless Paulinho was still struggling, unless he's got something in his contract that may say, as soon as you've played such and such games, maybe the price goes up or you're obligated to buy or whatever. But he ain't playing, is he? He must have got over the concussion, and no one can tell me he ain't been one of our better players this season. You know, we needed men on the pitch, and they weren't selected, Beast. I don't know what to say, mate. Honestly, I was as, and I think most fans were. Sporting says, I think it's more player sabotage, Cookie. It's their ticket out, mate. Could well be. Ellie said, was totally baffled. We played boys versus men in midfield, Cookie. So angry. Paulinho didn't start. The best ball winner in the Premier League. I'll have a look at that later on, Ange. Why not? Adam says, get Isherwood in there. He would kick some arse. Sava says, Mark, feel free to join me after your show. I may well do, Sava. We're going to finish before 11. I don't know what time. I think you're starting at 11. But and I don't know how to do redirect, so I will make sure that I tell everyone to come over, mate. And Sheriff, don't put the redirect on, Sava, because sometimes you change the times of your show. You know, you might say you run at 10:30 and then don't come on till 11 or so. It's very rare, I know. But I don't want to leave the redirect people hanging. So, but I'll make sure they all come over to you at 11 o'clock, mate. There you go. Phil says, is that an open invitation, Football Heritage? Could be. Adam says, Sari's pony. Weren't very good at the weekend, was he? Adam. Eva Man's in. Morning, Cookie. Big up all from Hong Kong. Big up to you, Eva Man. Thanks for being in today. Really appreciate you. Milton says, I said months ago we go down and Wrexham go up via the playoffs. Morning to Marcus. I hope you're well, mate. I hope you're well this morning. Del Boy says, Vinay Laguna wants to destroy Spurs in it. And says, Enoch needs to pay the win bonuses to the players on the proviso they stay up. They don't need more money, Ange. They've got enough money. They're on thousands every week. Why should we pay them a little bonus to stay up? It's their job. Pete, your comment is because it's all gone Pete Tong. Because those W's, Enoch, are what the French call les incompetents, as you say. Samuel's in. Morning to Samuel. Keep hitting that, smashing that subscribe button, please, if you haven't. See if you can get us to 1,100 today. We're 24 short this morning. Hit that button for us and like the stream. You're the people that are getting us out there at the end of the day. Samuel says, Tottenham Hotspur fans should stop buying merchandise, stop attending matches and boycott outside the stadium. Well, and it's funny, Samuel, at the weekend, right, as you probably know, went for the second time in 25 years at the weekend, right? I come out the stadium afterwards, and not only was it buy one, get one free on the beer, it was, come on, everyone, come and get your 90 quid Spurs shirt for 34 quid. You know, more than half price sale in the shop. And they're queuing, mate, after the game. They've got security on the door, excuse me. And there's people queuing and queuing and queuing. to be let into the stadium shop. Milton says, serves us right, hiring gooners into our club. Phil says, no to De Zerbi, as we don't need him to tell us how bad Tottenham are as a club in a volatile manner. Gareth says, Hutter is a good manager. Well, I don't know a lot about him, Gareth. I've got to be honest with you. I'm not going to sit here and say I know everything about him because I don't. But, you know, my point is, at the end of the day, I think we've gone past getting people in that don't, number one, don't know the Premier League, and number two, don't know Tottenham. I think it's a massive mistake for us to be going down that road. You know, we need to get people in, for me, who know the club now. And if it don't work, it don't work. You know? F-Sank says, Enoch are looking for the cheapest way out. The manager on the lowest wages will come in to relegate us. Mark's in, Nottingham Forest fan. Who saves you? Them players need to take responsibility. They do, mate. They do. And you saw them, didn't you? You must have seen the game at the weekend, mate. How poor, especially when it went to 2-0 down. I mean, we weren't good in the first place anyway, right? You lot sat in Milenkovic and Murillo, you know what I mean, for me, showed us how a defensive partnership should play when you're under the cosh, when you've got pressure, as if relegation as pressure. Oh, don't, Sav. It's all right for you, Sav. You've got so many people in your chat's going, zzz. You just pick out the ones you want to say. I've got to try and say hello to everyone here. We're not that big yet, mate. You know what I mean? Big up, Sav. Yeah, it's true. Yesterday, Tottenham to be relegated, £100 down, £225 back. So what? Just under 6-4, 11-8. Did you get 11-8? Magic Tree. Spurs to go down. There you go. Morning, Mark, says Paul. If they get this Austrian guy, morning, Mark. Paul says, if they get this Austrian guy, they might as well fold the club now. The banter will be off the scale. Who's his assistant? Joe Gobels. Oh, mate, don't. Oh, bit of snow in Bradford this morning as well. There you go. Dominic says, for a couple of seasons, we've become a sabbatical for coaches to come here, earn millions and not achieve anything. THFC on a coach's CV just means, well, lots have tried and none have succeeded. Phil says he votes for Pope Leo and Dynamo as a collective unit. As the Spurs interim manager, we all need some divine intervention. Sully says, I rate De Zerbi, but these players couldn't handle him. He'd tell them a few home truths, but maybe when you're in your last chance saloon, you do drastic things. Ellie says, Adam's family, aka the Lewises, Levy, now Vinay, they are the worst decision makers in the Prem, and that's why we are where we are now, an utter shit show. Phil says, what exactly were fans expecting Tudor to do? He's not a magician. Agreed. Mark Taylor's in, partner Mark Army, YouTube member. Big up to you, fella. Big up, Cookie, mate. He says, big up to you, Mr. T. Hope you are well this morning. My missus has just said, you need more manure, Cookie. Well, I'll tell you, Ellie, there's plenty up there. There's plenty up there. There's plenty of topsoil, plenty of manure. Lisa's loving it. She's got her greenhouse up now. That's why she's off. She's jumping in a cab while I'm here, and she's going to, it's only a bit up the road. She'll jump in a cab, go and do a bit, and then see how we go. I didn't watch it last night, Sully, to be honest with you. I didn't watch it, mate, but Martin Lipton on last night was a heart-raking but honest analysis of this mess. There you go, mate. So, yeah. Anthony's in. Big up, Cookie. Great show as always. Sub and like this channel, everyone. Top guy. Thank you, Anthony. Appreciate that. Juju's in. He says, justice for Conte, justice for Nuno, justice for Ange, justice for Frank, justice for Tudor. Hashtag Levy in. Big up to you, Juju. Phil says, Cookie, it's like watching someone driving a car without a license. Big up, Cookie, every time. There you go. Raymond's in. Big up to you, Raymond. Hi, Cookie. How are you? Igor Tudor should be sacked from Tottenham. I think he might have been let go or very close to. And De Zerbi appointed as the new manager. And money to buy players for Spurs in the summer window. Ray, we will see. We will see, Ray. Let's get this season out of the way first. Let's get someone in who knows what they're doing. And let's see if we can get someone in who can get maybe the smallest of tunes out of these players. Kate said, there's no planning with these idiots on the board. Lands, the wet lettuce should be sacked is a waste of space. He absolutely is. Pete says, if Adolf Hutter does come in, what's the chances of a season tour of Poland? Behave yourself, Pete. Guys in, morning cooks. I'm off to the physio today and getting me new glasses. Enjoy your day. Big up the chat too. I'll be at both England games at Wembley. Big up to you, Guy. Joey says Championship Spurs doing tours of Asia. There you go. Yeah, there you go, Joe. Joey says we'll never be in the Audi Cup again. Sad times. Marianne's in, YouTube member. Good morning, Cookie, and all in the chat. Hope all are well. Yep, we're okay. Marco Rose, he was at Dortmund, I believe. Was he at Dortmund? I think. Again, no Premiership experience, though, Dom. Has he? And I don't know if we're at a point now where you just can't be choosy no more. Do you know what I mean? Whoever's going to come in is going to come in. They're going to pick someone to come in. Maybe he'd be as good a choice as anyone, Dom. I don't know, mate. Ray says, what about Marco Silva in the summer, everyone? Marco Silva, says Ray. Daz is in. Morning, Cookie. Morning to you, Daz. Yeah, keep smashing that like, people. Smash that like, smash that sub, please. So many fans walked out of the stadium. Where was that loyalty inside? I started the We Want Enoch out chants in the West Stand. I was pleasantly surprised. Many joined me. There you go. Big up to you, Eddie. Sporting says, let's be honest, Spurs could say they're interested in Pep. It doesn't mean he's coming. Phil says, Dominic, what Enoch need to do is go, as they are property developers in it for the money. Now they have renovated the facility. There's no need for them to hang around. They are just craving for money. Yeah, agreed with that. It's all right. We're only 25 minutes behind in the chat. Pay win bonuses, cheaper than getting relegated. Golden Son says, for me, the only answer is Robbie on a long-term contract. Magic says, the players have the same attitude as me being dragged to IKEA by the missus. I don't want to be here, but it will be over soon. You lot crack me up. Sorry if I'm missing anyone. Rob Belch is in. Sunday was quite simply an embarrassment. The fans couldn't do anymore. Shame on the players apart from Danzo, Gray and Tell. The one and only Jimi Hendrix is in. Big up to you, Jim. Hope you're well. Since we've refused to protest, let's have a massive parade in all the next games and have a jolly good time. Well, it looks, Jimmy, like that's what's going to be happening for the home games. So I think protest, mate, has gone. Honestly, I think it's gone, mate. We're done. I don't know what we're meant to do. Not gonna get the numbers out, mate, with all this going on. And some people wanted to give it a chance, mate. You know, I want to protest. Right? Some people say it's not the right time. People will say, well, there's a bit of a gathering going on. There's going to be 10, 15 grand, 1,000 people there. Let's see what it does. And I'm like, well, okay. I'm not going. Yeah, I'm not going to it. I'll do my supporting in the ground. But let's see what effect it has on the players. Fucking diddly squat. That's what effect it had. So why bother doing it again? Come on, man, Stu. Don't be so woke, man. Look, can you not see that what they're doing up there to the football club? The players ain't good enough, Stu. Come on, man. Let's see, any more? Paul Goof is in. He says, have you seen what the powers are doing to this country? Pro football is one of their main distractions, designed to occupy men's minds and keep them ignorant. Big up to you, Paul. Let's see where we are. Daniel Leve's in. If the players want out of the club and relegation is the only way out of their contracts, then it doesn't matter who we get in. Correct, Daniel. If the players are trying to sabotage us, then we are cooked. And unfortunately, you know, if they've got it, if they've spoke and they've got it in their head, right, that they ain't putting their best in, there's nothing anyone can do. And there's not. We can scream as much as we like. We can say they're all shit. We can say they're not putting it in for the club. You know, there'll be certain players that will be here next year, regardless if we go down or not. Your Archie Gray will be here next year. You've seen him putting it in a little bit. You've seen your tells. He might be here, whether he says he wants to go or not. Who's going to pay 40 million quid for him or 35 million quid for him? I don't know. Whoever goes, anyway, they're going to go, and you're going to have what you're left with, and you're going to have your loans coming back from wherever they've been, your Ashley Phillips, your Mikey Moores, and so on and so forth. You know, perhaps that time comes where you give these lads a chance if we go down and let them develop as Tottenham footballers. I don't know. Honestly, the position that we're in at the moment is just rubbish, man. It's awful. It really is awful. Phil says, I suggest Lang as a manager. He's incompetent as a technical director, so he might as well take over as manager and earn his money. Dominic says, I can't understand people who are so universally despised about how they treat a much-loved institution can still carry on as normal, because it's just about the money, Dom. And it always has been, mate. The parade, Pete says, just heaps extra pressure on the players. Almost every ex-pro has said that. Ridiculous. Stuart, say morning to you, fella. I hope you're well. Long time no see. Morning, Cookie, and everyone in the chat. Rain says, I'm actually so angry about the club and where it is. Am I allowed to call this relegation parade an Enoch beer party? Moronic, yeah, you can call it what you want, mate. You call it what you want. You say it as you see it, mate. It's as simple as that. Phil says, hit them likes. Keep subbing, people, if you don't mind. We're only going to go for another 10 minutes or so. I'll just catch up with this chat. I don't know if others have started yet, but my thing is on you lot in the chat at the moment. I think the reaction from the team would have been better if the parade was just random rather than pushed by the club. Too much pressure, which, as Conte said, the club can't handle. No relegation parade, Billy T says. Oh, there might be. There might be. There's others about as well, Daz, you know. There might be. Good morning to Daniel. Hope you are well, Daniel. Hope you are well. Swifty says sub to Sava. Absolutely. There's Sava's link. If you haven't, get over there and sub to him. Burke's born and bred's in the women's team would show more spirit in the Premiership. We need to get Graham Roberts in the dressing room. He'd tell these so-called professionals what he thinks of them. Absolutely, mate. Oh, for a Graham Roberts. Roy's in. We are Arsenal. Absolutely, Roy. There you go. Doom and gloom and negative toxic crowd has been proven right about almost everything. Makes me so happy that the glass half full crowd have been wrong about almost everything, says We Are Spurs TV. Dominic, 1st of June 2019, the day the penny dropped for me. I knew that day Levy and Enoch had no ambition. Kudos says, Marta's only just found out we lost to Forest. Keep liking and subscribing, please. Kate says, Mark, they do the opposite of what the fans want, a Premier League manager or someone that knows the club. What a set of wankers, Enoch out, Lange out. Flicks is in. Morning to you, Flicks. Hope you're well, mate. Hope you're well. Thanks for coming in. Gus is in. Morning, Gus. The mockery from these owners continues unabated. Flick says, who's Tottenham's next fixing when it comes to management? Well, we said earlier, this ex-Monaco coach, that they're going to take the mickey out of his name and whatever and have him in a uniform and God knows what, mate. We're a laughing stock, Flicks. He's a big favourite to become manager. Adi Herter, whatever his name is, massive favourite, you know, and no Premier League experience. I don't know where we're going, mate, and I don't know what we're doing. Big up to you, Ray. Sorry, I'm running out of time, Ray. I think he's going to go, Ray. Marianne says, Enoch out, Board out, Lang out, all the others, whatever their names are, everyone out. Right, so when you want to hype a stream, Rob, when the stream's finished, once the stream's finished and it's finished when you go into YouTube, go to the comment section, in the stream after it's finished, and you can swipe across on the comments bit where you type your comment. You'll see 3 little dots to the right. You don't have to touch them. Just swipe across to the left and it will come up, hype this video. You can hype it. And then if you swing across again, it'll give you the chat at the time that you're on in the video. So, just go in, swipe across, press a button, it hypes it. There you go, Rob. Thanks very much, mate. Get a few tractors and pull down some support columns in the stadium, ruin it on them. The sausage is in. Igor Tudor, we want you to stay. Oh, Pop, don't be a sausage. Come on, man. Come on, man. I love you a sausage, but come on, man. Drula says, news in, Roberto De Zerbi will not coach any other teams this season. The coach wants to wait until the end of the year to then evaluate the opportunities that will be available to start again. Buy 5, get 1 free on bottles of champagne when we get relegated. There you go. There you go. I agree with this as well, mate. Pete, I agree with this as well. Let them know. At some stage, we've got to let them know that we're not happy. You know, because all the signals that are going out at the moment are that the fans are happy. We're having bus parades when we haven't won anything. Right? And again, I get, right? Have a go at it, see if it works. So you had 15,000 people there on Sunday for many hours before the game kicked off. You know, I heard the streets were like manic at 10:30 in the morning. Right? So they've had their go. It never worked. Can anyone tell me it worked? So why are you going to go and do it again? that obviously doesn't work for those set of players, mate. So I'm of the same opinion. If you don't go quietly, don't go quietly. But whether you get enough people to come out not to go quietly, Pete, is another story, mate. Ka-king, ka-ching, evening out. 5 teams from the 7 we face in the running, Cookie, we got points from. We get the same points from Wolves, Leeds, Everton, Sunderland and Brighton. We finish with 40 points, which should keep us up. So, yeah, we'll see. You know, the other thing is, Ellie, as well, is look at the teams that may have something to play for, yeah? E.g., not just relegation. So, you know, Wolves are probably down, but they're playing well at the moment. Leeds are still fighting. Everton could be going for Europe. Sunderland, it's away anyway. And Brighton are not really playing for anything. So you've got the last 2 games. You've got Chelsea as well, away. So it all depends what these teams are playing for in their own right as well. Our league position now settles the argument that the summer transfer window was not an 8 out of 10. Where are we? Let's just catch up a little bit. Sorry again if I've missed you all. Keyboard Warriors in. He says, Enoch are going nowhere. I have to accept it. Even if you play in the Championship, no number of parties, farcical parades, managers will make a difference now. Possibly Harry. There you go. Big up to you, Keyboard Warrior. Sorry. Right, let's click on this one. Paul, they are not keeping this woman ignorant. I've got their number 1 woman on a bus in the USA, made a difference. She refused to be moved. Respect. Julia says, the players are protesting on the pitch. They've had enough with this shit show of a club. And do you know what, Drew? I think you've actually, as you know, I'm not brilliant with trying to explain things. Yeah, I just come out with what I say and I don't elaborate on them too much. But those words that you've put there at the top, the players are protesting on the pitch. They've had enough with this shit show of a club. Looking at them turning up to international duty with beaming smiles tells you all you need to know. Darren's in. He says, we need to ban the owners from the club like Everton did. And Queen Ellie says, Enoch will do one when it comes to untenable monetary-wise, as that's why they are in it. They are an investment company. They are all for themselves. Absolutely, they are. Right. We are going to leave it there, Pete. We had another fantastic. You know what? You lot in the chat are absolutely unbelievable. I've got to tell you, thanks ever so much for all the support that you've been giving us over on the 2 marks. We really appreciate it. And, you know, and that's not just we do really appreciate it. We're trying to put the work in, and it feels like we're being rewarded a little bit because there's lots of you coming in every day, you know, and that's what it's all about. So just want to say big up to everyone in the chat. Thanks for being here today. We'll be back in the morning. We'll have another brunch in the morning. We'll have another chat. And we'll go from there. Keep it in the like button, keep it in the subscribe, keep hyping the videos if you can work out how to do it. Much love to you all. We'll see you tomorrow morning, 9:30, and we'll run through it all again. See you soon, everyone. Take care and have a great day.